Hello everyone. Today we are going to deal the very important topic, that is for 8th class students. The subject is going to be physics. So we can deal that motion in one dimension and the related concepts. Let's have a look. Yes, 1D motion related problems. All right. Yes, it's very clear. We would like to go for that 1D motion. Yes, the motion of a body has been restricted to along one direction. It's very clear. Okay. Now you can take that in your daily life. Just you have to observe while you are walking on the plain ground, that motion is going to be along one dimension. All right. While you are moving in the lift, which is going to be getting down or moving to the upward in upward direction, that is also 1D motion. It's very clear. Any one direction, just you have to take that. It's very clear. If you are going to take the coordinate system, it's very clear. So is there any possibility to move in? Yeah, this is going to be getting, this is x, y and z. So it has to move in any of the direction. All right, very clear. We would like to go for that either of one direction. Just you would like to confirm that matter. You are walking along x-axis. You are walking on the plain ground. It's going to be the x-axis, no doubt at all. While you are moving in upward direction in the lift, it's going to be the along y direction. Okay, it's very clear. Yes, in any of the direction, but condition is one direction. It's very clear. What about the third one? You have taken, you are moving on this along x-axis. Example is you are moving on the plain ground. It's okay. While you are moving in the lift, which is going to move in upward direction, that is along positive y-axis. All right. While you are going to getting down from the steps, that's going to be the z-axis, no doubt at all. So all are going to be, just you have to confirm the motion of a particle or motion of a body along one direction. Just if you have to confirm, it is going to either on x-axis or along y, along z. It's very clear. You are getting down from the steps. It's going to be that. Yes, it's going to be getting that. So usually you will find out that. It's very clear. Okay. So as the time increases, what happened? The distance covered by that body increases. All right. While you are taking that considerations, distance and displacement, with respect to the time, the distance covered by the body is going to be increasing, whether it is the particle or the body which is in motion. The distance covered by the body as the time increases, distance covered by the body is going to be increased. It's very clear. But the displacement, sometimes we are going to talk about the displacement may increase or decrease also. In what way that we can confirm? It's going to be negative sometimes. If you are going to change the direction, what happened? It's going to be taken. So easily you will confirm that distance along 1D, you have to get this distance and displacement, both are going to be same. Very clear. If you are going to get this one, you have been changed the direction, that gives the displacement. It's very clear. Oh, all right. Just you have to confirm. This is very clear, very clear. Right. Yeah. Distance is equal to displacement. In case of one dimension, this is going to be very clear. So we would like to go for that speed and velocity, both are going to be equal. So in case of 1D, it's very clear, we would like to confirm distance and displacement both are going to be equal in case of 1D, and the speed and velocity, you have to confirm magnitude of speed, magnitudes. We have to take that magnitudes only, it's very clear, because the velocity is going to be the vector quantity which is depend on the displacement. Displacement is a vector quantity which follows the direction. It's very clear. In case of 1D, yes, in case of one dimension, yes, the magnitudes are going to be equal. It's very clear. Okay, right. Distance and displacement both are going to be equal. All right, let's go for that problems. Yes, we would like to go for this one. It's very clear. We would like to go for that. Yes, you are going to get this vertical displacement. It's very clear. It's going to be maximum height. All right. Yes, this is known as vertical displacement. All right. It's very clear. This is the vertical displacement. It's very clear. Right. When did the vertical displacement called as maximum height? All right. So you can call it as maximum height if the final velocity of that body, that particle, is going to be 0. Then the vertical displacement is equal to maximum height. Yes. Yeah, both are going to be same. Very clear. Right. How do you define that maximum height? Yes, the height attained by that body at which the final velocity, where the final velocity is going to be 0, that is called the maximum height. It's very clear. At maximum height, in case of a projected body, at maximum height its final velocity is going to be 0, no doubt at all. All right, it's very clear, right? Yes. Yeah. Yes, we would like to confirm that you can take that at maximum height, if you are going to get this one. All right, so you can get this at maximum height, the velocity of the body is going to be 0. Of the body is going to is 0. It's very clear. The velocity of the body is going to. In case of a projected body, where its final velocity is going to be 0, then the distance, the vertical displacement in that case is known as maximum height. It's very clear. So you will confirm that the maximum height, at maximum height, the velocity of the body, you will take that the final velocity, where the final velocity is going to be 0, that is going to be the maximum height. It's very clear. All right, here what you have to consider, this is going to be A is equal to minus G. Yes, it's going to be projected. All right. Now it's very clear. You would like to take this one also. It's very vertically projected body. Okay. It is going to be initial velocity, it has been projected. It's very clear. So its final velocity is going to be 0. All right. Okay. Now you are going to have that equation v square minus u square is equal to 2as. This is the one equation of motion which is related to the distance, vertical displacement or vertical distance covered by the body, either horizontal distance also, whatever we can take that. Yes, in any of the direction we can confirm, but it is going to be along one direction, very clear. All right, this is one, we would like to go for this one, right? Right, you can take that, yes. At S is equal to H maximum, all right, V is equal to 0. This is going to be confirmed, all right. Therefore, 0 square is equal to U square is equal to 2 into AH maximum, all right. That's minus U square is equal to 2 into minus GH maximum, all right. It's very clear. You would like to confirm this one. Therefore, H maximum is equal to U square by 2G. Is it clear? Easily you will find out that this is very simple. You are not at all going to be considering that angle of projection, just you have taken that a projected body which is going to be along one direction, all right. So it's very clear, you can take that U square by 2G, right. G is going to be the constant. Here you would like to confirm one relation, that is, if another body is going to be projected, what you have been considered, that is going to be, this is H1 and this is going to be H2, all right. You are getting the two cases, yes, you have to take this one, all right. Yeah, this is going to be, yes, this is going to be H2. Okay, now you are going to take that, yeah, this is going to be the common. Let's assume H1 by H2 is equal to, yeah, you have taken that U1 and U2, U1 square by U2 square. Just you have to take that, all right. Just you can see, this is very clear. You would like to go for this one, okay. Yeah, if you are going to write down, oh, let's take this one, okay. H1 is equal to U1 square by 2G, all right, in case of the first body. This is very clear. So, H2 is equal to U2 square by 2G, all right. You can take that H1 by H2 is equal to, yeah, U1 square by 2G, U2 square by 2G. You are going to get the cancellation. That is very clear. So, H1 by H2, just you have to confirm. This is very clear for you, what you have been obtained that. So, finally, you are getting that H1, yeah, it's going to be visible for you. H1 by H2 is equal to U1 square by U2 square. This is very clear. You would like to go for this one, all right. You will get this one. Please have the look, all of you. It's very clear. If you are going to get that motion along 1D, just you have to take that. It's going to be taken. Easily you will find out that this is not a big task for you. Just you have to take that. Yeah, while you are going to take that first ball, it's going to be that u1, it is going to be projected with the initial velocity, it's going to be u1. For the second ball, it's going to be that initial velocity is going to be u2. You have to take that, all right. So the thing is, final velocity is going to be 0, it's very clear. How you will confirm that maximum height? All of you please remember, it is the height attained by the projected body, vertically projected body, where its final velocity is going to be 0. It's very clear. At some point, its maximum, it's going to be reaching that height. So it doesn't further increase. Where its final velocity is going to be 0, that is only the terminal point. Beyond that, it doesn't go. So it is very clear, we would like to confirm, right? So at maximum height, the final velocity of the projected body is going to be 0. It's very clear. Where it is simply itself defined by that final velocity. Where does it will goes to 0? That is the vertical height. That's going vertical displacement. That is going to be maximum height. It's very clear. You can get this one. So we would like to go for the problems. We can see it's easy for you. All right, you have to get this problem and solve this one. Okay. Now you can go for this. Yeah. Yes, you have to read it, that problem, and we can decide. Right. So a particle is thrown vertically upwards. Its velocity at half of the height is 10 meter per second. All right, it's very clear. Then the maximum height attained by it. Usually you can solve this problem. Yes, you can take that. Right, thrown vertically upwards. Its velocity at half of that. Yes, you have to take this one. This is going to be thrown. Yes, you have to confirm. So very clear. Yeah, you have to take that. Very clear, which is going to be identified. This is H. This is the H maximum. Okay, all right. At half of the maximum height, this is going to be H maximum by 2. By 2. Okay, this is the point, just we have to take that. This. At this point, what about its speed? That is going to be 10 meter per second. It's very clear. All right. At the half of the distance of, at the half of the vertical displacement, its velocity is going to be 10 meter per second. It's very clear. Now you are going to get the solution for what? Maximum height. Is it possible to find out that maximum height? If you know that initial velocity at half of the maximum height, simply while you are talking about that, yes, you can take that v square minus u square is equal to 2gh. All right, very clear. While you are going to take that, v, it depends on g, v depends on h. At any point, if you know that velocity, just you can calculate height by the help of g. All right, it's very clear. So v is equal to root gh. It's very clear. We would like to confirm. This is one relation we are having. All right. Okay. Yeah, we will solve this problem. Yes, it's velocity. You have to take that. Velocity is equal to, you can take that. Velocity is going to be 10 meter per second. It's very clear. Now, you have to find out that maximum height. This is very important for you. Please solve this problem. How you will approach? By means of this equation you can approach. All right, it's very clear. Yeah, you have to take that. Yeah. Yes. Initially, you have to solve the problem. You know, at h is equal to h maximum, right? V is equal to 0. All right, this is very clear. Therefore, 0 square is equal to u square minus 2gh maximum. All right. So, we are going to adapt this one directly, but if you want to get that easily, we will solve that. This is not a big task for you. Just you have to consider V is equal to 0, that is the consideration. Now, 0 square minus u square is equal to 2 minus g h maximum. It's very clear. So, 0 square is equal to u square, just you have to take that 2gh maximum. All right, this is very clear. This is the first equation we have to consider. Okay, all right. How do you know this equation? At the maximum height, its final velocity is going to be 0. Say yes or no, right? Okay. Now you are going to get this one. Yeah, it's very clear. Yes, it's very clear. You would like to get that by 2. This is the case. Right, we would like to go for that at h maximum by 2. What's that velocity? You have to confirm that. We don't know the initial velocity. U is equal to u. Just we have to consider u, that's enough. But we know this is the V is equal to 10 meter per second. It's very clear. We can confirm that. So, at half of the maximum height, just you have to take that 10 square, just you have to write down that equation. Very clear, you can take this one. Yeah, v square minus u square is equal to 2 into minus g into h maximum by 2. All right, it's very clear what we are going to approach this one. H is equal to h maximum by 2, it's very clear, you can confirm. All right. So, you would like to get the cancellation, very clear, you will get the cancellation. Since you have to confirm h maximum is, yes, you can take that. This is very clear, you can take that 10 square is equal to u square minus g h maximum. All right, this is very clear. This is equation number 2. Let us assume. Okay. Now we are going to get this one. Yes, you have to take this one. Therefore, what we are having that. Therefore, 100 is equal to u square minus g h maximum. 0 is equal to u square minus 2g h maximum. All right, it's very clear. You can solve these two equations and get that. So, you are going to get this one minus and plus, just you have to get that. You are going to get the operation subtraction, just you have to take that. Yeah, 100 is equal to 0 plus g h maximum. So, you will find out h maximum easily. All right. Therefore, h maximum is equal to 100 by g, that is 100 by 10, that is going to be 10 meter. It's very clear, you have to get this one. Get the options and confirm the answer. This is very clear. In this way you can solve the problem, alright. Everyone has to see that you have to solve this problem in this method. Okay, have you find out that? Just you have to confirm. So finally you got the answer, that is going to be that maximum height is identified by knowing that the velocity at the half of the maximum height. Simply you can know that by knowing that velocity at any point, just you can find out that maximum height attained by the body. Easily you will solve that. Right, let's go for that. It's very clear, 1D motion related problem. Yes, you can confirm that easily, right. One car moving on a straight road covers the 1/3 of the distance with 10 km/h. Okay, all right. And the rest with 40 km/h, find the average speed. It's very clear. Okay, let's take that diagram and solve the problem. It's going to be 1D motion. It's very clear. It's very clear. It's very easy. Yes, we would like to go for that. The total distance is going to be x. All right. Very clear. Yes. Now we would like to get this one, x by, yes, x by 3, 1/3 of the distance has been covered with speed 10 km/h. All right, it's very clear. Now you will take that this is going to be 2x by 3 distance covered with, just you have to take that covered with that is 40 km/h. Yes, this is the case we would like to confirm. Total distance is going to be the x, very clear. We don't know that. You have to find out that average speed. Therefore, average speed is equal to you have to find out that. This is very clear. We would like to get that. Yeah, this is going to be V1. This is going to be V2. All right, this is V1 and V2. Okay. Average speed is equal to total distance traveled. Total distance traveled by total time taken. Time taken. Okay, it's very clear. You can confirm. So as from that, we have to see the options. It's okay. Yeah, later we would like to see. It's very clear. We would like to. You can split into three intervals also. If you want to take that any number of intervals to reach the destination, right? Sometimes they may include the third interval also. Sometimes they will give the average speed. You have to find out that speed V2. They have not given V2. If so, you have to calculate V2. It's very clear. All right. They can frame the problem in any way in entrance examination. They are going to give that in different ways. Okay. Yeah, what we have to see, that is going to be x by total distance traveled, x by total time taken. You have to confirm. This is very clear. Total time taken, that is going to be, this is going to be T1. You have to take that. This is going to be T2. Yes, you have to take these two. That's going to be T1 plus T2. All right. Now, average speed, V average, V AVG. Just you have to take that. Okay, you will take that. Yeah, you can confirm T1 is equal to, yeah, you will take that x by 3 by, just if you are going to write here, it's better for you, you have to take this one. Easily you will get this. T1 is equal to x by 3 whole upon 10. Right, you will take that. Just you have to see. This is one we have to consider. Yeah, here also you will get that T2 is equal to 2x by 3 whole upon, just you have to take that 40, yeah, kilometer per hour, just you have to take that kilometer per hour inverse. Okay, let's see. That is going to be x whole upon, that is x by 3 whole upon 10 plus 2x by 3 by 40. It's very clear. 1/3 of the distance is covered by that V1. What about remaining 1 minus? Yeah, you have to take that. The total distance is going to be x. So, x by 3 and 1 minus x by 3. Just you have to take this one. Oh, this is very clear. Yes, we have to take this one. All right. Okay. The total distance is going to be taken. It's very clear. Total distance is x. It's very clear. X by 3 stand. What about remaining? Remaining is going to be x minus x by 3. That is, you will confirm 3x minus x by 3. That is 2x by 3. All right. It's very clear. We can confirm this one. All right. So, by in this way you will get that. Right. So, easily you will solve this problem. That is going to be x by 30 plus 2x by 120. It is very clear. You can solve this problem. By taking that LCM, you have to solve this one. Therefore, V average, this is going to be V average. All right. Usually you will solve this problem getting that LCM. After getting the LCM, just you have to take that x whole upon 6x into 120. Yeah, you have to take this one. It's very clear. Right. So, finally, you will get the answer. Please take that. Yes, everyone has to see that. You will get the final answer. It's not a big task for you. Okay, you will take that cancellation. All right, and get the answer easily. Yes, you have to take that. That is V average is equal to, yeah, x by 6x into 120. It's going to be, yes, that is 20 kilometer per hour. All right, you will get this one. This is the correct answer. Let's have the taking. So, in this way you can solve that whether it has given the 3 intervals or 4 intervals or 5 intervals, whatever it may be. Please consider, this is very important for you. Okay students, just let's go for another one. Yes, it's very clear. Okay, you would like to go for this motion along y-axis. We would like to go for the vertical distance or vertical displacement, whatever it may be, you have to see. It's going to be taken. It's very clear. Yes, all right. You can confirm that it is, yes, it has been covered the distance. All right, you have to see. It's very clear. It's very clear. Let's see if you are going to get that horizontal motion along 1D, just you have to take that. It's very clear. It's very clear. It's going to be getting that the motion along x-axis. All right. Okay. At different time intervals, it has been covered. All right. You have to take that along y-axis. It's very clear. Okay. All right. What you have seen here, you would like to solve the problems like that. I am telling you. While you are going to get this, right? Yeah, you have to take that A is equal to plus G, all right, very clear. And you can consider that equation of motion, that is going to be S is equal to ut plus half at square, that is S is equal to ut plus 1 by 2 gt square. It's very clear. This is the one of the equation, you will get that. All right. You will get that S1, just you have to see this is going to be the S1 is equal to U into 1, that is the distance covered, that is G into 1 square. Easily you will find out that. All right. While you are going to get this horizontal displacement, you have to use this. You may use this equation, it's better for you. Just if you know that initial velocity and final velocity and what we have considered, this is going to be the S. So, V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. This is very clear. You would like to solve this problem. All right. Let's have a look into that problem. A particle moves in a straight line with a constant acceleration. It's very clear. It changes its velocity from 10 meter per second to 20 meter per second, right? It's very clear. If you are going to get this one, it is going to be 10 meter per second to, yes, you have to confirm this is going to be 20 meter per second. What about the total distance covered? It is going to be 135 meter, all right. Very clear, they have given that. All right. Now you would like to solve the problem. Okay. Yes, in time t seconds, in t seconds. All right. Very simple, and you have to confirm and you need to apply that two formulas. All right. Yeah, a particle moves in a straight line with a constant acceleration. It changes its velocity from 10 meter per second to 20 meter per second while passing through a distance of 135 meter in t seconds. Okay, the value of t, yes, t is equal to question mark. Okay, yes, you have to think, this is very important for you, you can solve that. If you are going to solve this problem, it's very easy for you, right? All right. Simply you have to use that V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So, you will get that, you will take that, yeah, you will get this one very easily. That is, you can get this 20 square minus 10 square is equal to 2 into, you will get that A into 135, all right. So, A is equal to, you will get that 270 by 300, it's very clear. A is equal to 9 by 10, and you have to find out that V minus U by T, U minus U by A is equal to T, just you have to get this one. So, while you are going to get this one, that is 20 minus 10 by 9 by 10 is equal to T. Easily you will substitute, you will get this one. All right, it's very clear. You would like to get this one, that is T. So, you have to get this one, 10 is so 10 by 9 by 10, just you have to get. All right, you need to get, yes, you have to take this one. So this is very easy for you, just you can solve this one. Yes, A is equal to 10 by 9. Just you will get that 10 by 9. After getting all these substitution, that is V minus U by T is equal to A. So 10 by T is equal to 10 by 9. Just you have to solve this one. T is equal to 9. Yeah, in this method we can solve any type of problems. Okay, students, we will meet in the coming classes. Have the look into that complete problem. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.